Welcome back guys to Voicey here and another r/EntitledParents. Don't forget Voicey veterans to like, subscribe and hit that bell to never miss an episode. Before we jump into this one, huge thanks to Amanda Summers, our new channel member. Thanks so much to you and the other channel members who help support this channel. This story was called EM Demands Free Cake, Satisfying Ending. So when I was around 18, I worked at a large grocery chain. Our particular store was very mismanaged, with new bosses coming in every other month. I worked at the bakery and deli, so I have plenty of stories. Tell me if you want more. I was fairly new when this happened. Now you need to know my bakery manager, BM, was a force to be reckoned with. She was 55 and freaking done with people. She was hilarious and nice to me, but a real B to customers. I'm the opposite. I'm naturally very mild-mannered and sweet. I can soothe most angry customers with ease. Now it was difficult to be nice at this bakery. It was a complete disaster. We had one very elderly cake decorator who left super early. I was left alone most of the time when she was gone, unless BM was around. Now, I'm new and I have no experience writing on cakes. And even if I did, the icing we used was old and stiff and very difficult to write with. So 99% of the time I had to deal with customers who wanted writing on cakes that I either had to tell them it would be a very crappy job or they'd have to come back tomorrow. Most people were very cool about it. Another issue was we could only take like 4 orders before we got backed up and had to refuse making new cakes because our single cake decorator couldn't be overloaded. We also needed a 3-day notice to make an order. This is where EM comes in. This woman walks up to the counter. I was in the freezer and BM was on break. Even through the metal door, I could hear a violent and very annoying whiny style, "Hello?" I hop out of the freezer and greet her. She was a young, tall brunette with a little boy about 6 beside her looking at the display cakes. We offer free sugar cookies to kids, so I assumed that's what she was here for. "Hello ma'am, sorry about that. Would your son like a cookie?" "I need a cake." "Okay, no problem. What date would you—" She stared blankly with a stern face. Her son is now jumping up and down, excited for a cookie. She waves him off and says, "Well, give him a cookie." I give her an irritated but polite smile. The kid was sweet and hugged my legs after I gave him his cookie. "Just one?" "Sorry, we can only give out 1 per kid." "Well, that's not very fair. He deserves more." The kid seemed satisfied. Before I could even open my mouth, she started up again. "It's Ken's birthday tomorrow at 9 AM. I need complicated character order." "Oh, I'm so sorry ma'am. We can't take orders that early. We need at least 3 days notice for a cake that large. We also do not carry that character. We have a book of characters and theme cakes if you'd like to order a cake past future date." I have never seen a face turn so red. "I am a nurse. I save lives. My baby needs a cake for his birthday tomorrow. It's your job. I need this cake tomorrow." I'm a soft person, and I could feel my tear ducts begin to tighten. Like an angel crawling up from hell, BM walks up from her break. "What's wrong?" she says bluntly with no smile to the woman. "I need a cake and this little bee says I can't have a cake. I am a nurse. I provide a service to you. I demand a cake for my son. Tomorrow. It should be free for my trouble." "I don't care that you're a nurse. You're not better than me or my employee. You're not getting a cake by tomorrow or for free. If you want one after date, then we can do it." EM was in a state of shock, her mouth agape like a fish. "I'm a nurse." "I don't care. BM is my freaking hero at this point, and I'm just eating a sugar cookie and enjoying the show." EM starts screeching at BM about how she deserves the best for saving lives, as if that's going to make a cake appear out of BM's butt. BM just waits out her tantrum. "You can take one of our pre-made cakes and we'll write on it. Take it or leave it." EM huffs and, still red in the face, says, "Fine, I'll take this one. Write 'Happy Birthday Kid' in cursive, and hurry it up. You're wasting my time." BM has the ability to write on cakes a lot better than me. She smirks and looks to me. I smile back. I proceed to write the most cracked, wobbly, ineligible lettering as possible, which was easy enough. EM explodes when she sees the cake. "Look at this crap!" "Sorry ma'am, I'm not the cake decorator." She grabs the cake, storms off. I felt bad for the kid as he gives me a little goodbye wave as he dragged away by his mother. BM gives me my break and I head to the break room with a smile on my face. Look, respect to doctors and nurses and those in other professions that save lives. I know it's a tough gig and it's a lot of high stress and pressure, but you can't use that as an excuse to get, well in this case, free cakes. Now I get why they wanted a bit of revenge and they didn't do the cake very well in the end. But the cake wasn't really for her, was it? It was for the kid. So I kinda wish there was some other way that they got back at her because, I don't know, if I was just a kid and that was my mom, I would want a nice cake on my birthday. You know, something to redeem my birthday. This story was called Entitled Parent Pulled Own Hair Out to Put on Her Food. This is the first true entitled parent encounter I ever had. This was about 11 years ago, so I was about 14 at the time. Working my first job in a small Saskatchewan town in a local restaurant. The cast: entitled mum, embarrassed son, awesome manager, and me, awful employee. I was in the kitchen chatting it up with my coworker on a particularly very slow day. It's always slow come winter, as most of the main guests are coming for the fine dining experience our establishment used to offer in the other half of the place. So I spent a lot of time cleaning up in the kitchen and BSing with a friend from school who also worked there. Enter EM and EK. I went to go get them situated and from the start, I knew she was going to be one of those customers I just have to smile and perform for. There you are. Can we sit down now? We are hungry and we've been driving for over 3 hours. Of course you can, ma'am. The sign to your left says to seat yourself wherever. No need for that tone, young man. I'm an adult, and you will respect me as such. I was in no way condescending or rude to her. I just pointed out the sign to her. Of course. I get them seated. So what would you and your son like? I just want a poutine, please, and a Coke to drink. Don't be ridiculous, ES. He'll have a double burger. He's a growing boy. Me to ES. Is that what you want? Don't talk to my son, of course he wants it! I shrug and write it down, get EM's order without a hitch, and send the order to the kitchen. Now let me tell you about how we do things in the kitchen. If you have long hair, you must either wear it up or use a hairnet. My coworker, who is a girl from my school, had very short hair. She was making the food order while I cleaned up the plates, restocked the drinks, took inventory on food, etc. Eventually, EK and ES's food is finished and I take it out to them. What took so long? I thought this was supposed to be fast food. Why did it take so long? Well, we do have other orders coming in from the back that were ahead of yours, and we are short-staffed today. I hope you enjoy your meal. This is where the super entitlement shows its face. From the kitchen I can hear, "Ew, what is that?" I rush out assuming the worst. But to my surprise, everything seems fine. What's the matter? Why did you scream? EM pointing at her son's food. There's a hair in my son's food! Now, I had seen my coworker make this food myself. The food wasn't even bitten into, but yet, sitting right on top of the poutine, was a long, stringy few strands of hair. I knew from the start that this was EM's own hair. It wasn't even the same color as my coworkers, and even if it was, she didn't have hair that long. This is what you call good service? Get your manager right now. I expect to be fully reimbursed for my food. Disgusting! Ma'am, my coworker made you that food. She has hair shorter than mine. Well, it must be hers. Yeah, but she doesn't have any pink dyed into her hair. As I point out the strands of hair in the food, one of which is a bright neon pink, just like what the EM has. How dare you accuse a customer of lying? I'm going to speak to your manager right now and get you fired. Speaking to customers like this. At this point, I get awesome manager, who's also a partial owner of the restaurant. She's a wonderful older woman who I see as sort of a grandmotherly figure. I explain the situation to her regarding the hair and whose it was. Awesome manager tells me not to worry, that she will take care of it, and to follow her. And I am so glad I got a front row seat to this crap show. AM is extremely protective of her employees, especially when they are clearly being harassed or treated like garbage. AM unloads on this woman for trying to extort free food out of me and the business. So instead of giving them a free meal, she gave her a choice. Reimburse her for the meal she paid for and leave with the money they spent, or leave with nothing at all. Needless to say, EM was furious. She couldn't believe that she wasn't getting her way. I suspected she did this a lot to get free food, and up until that point, nobody challenged her. But not my awesome manager. She didn't take crap from anyone. As EM was storming off, ES, who was around my age, came up to me and said, "I'm so sorry, she always acts out in public when things don't go exactly the way she wants them to." Hey man, you're not your mum. These simple words seemed to bring him some comfort. AM also gave him a refill on his drink. As it turned out, it was his food the EM had ruined and now didn't feel comfortable eating. EM also refused to take her food she had ordered. Great, wasted food. But on that day, I saw a child who came out alright, despite the environment he was forced to grow up on. He'd be my age. Wherever he is, I hope I was right, and he is still that good person I saw on my shift that fateful night. If you are somebody with an entitled parent, or you know somebody with an entitled parent, what would be your advice to those who have entitled parents, and how they might survive to not become quite like them? This story was called EM Buys a Christmas Present That Won't Fit Me on Purpose, just so she can give it to her spoiled daughter instead. Hey darlings, so something I saw on a subreddit recently sparked my memory, and I decided to share the story here. Last year, my entire family and some friends decided to do one big Christmas party at one of my uncle's houses. It was about 30 or 40 people, I'd say. So we decided to do Secret Santa between all the family members and friends, and we were all pretty excited. Just in case any of you don't know the concept of Secret Santa, you draw someone's name randomly and buy them a present, but they don't know it was you who bought it for them, until the exchange day comes. I didn't know at the time, but my aunt had picked me when we were drawing the names. And that's how the show began, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by saying that my aunt has an extremely spoiled daughter. She's the type of girl who has had so much handed to her, she thinks she's entitled to anything and everything. Oh yeah, folks, she's the type of girl to say, "I'm gonna tell my dad to sue you," if you cause any minor inconvenience to her. My aunt has completely turned her into a rotten person, and she's by far the least liked between all the cousins. Here's the cast. EA's entitled aunt and EC entitled cousin. Aunt Millie equals Aunt Millie, cause she's too good for abbreviations. Splendid, let's get into it. All of you keep in mind here, by the way, EC is about a size 2, very small build, and I'm about a size 8. EA comes over to my house very often, so she knows quite well that I'm absolutely not the same size as her daughter. So the party was going amazingly throughout the night. However, EA didn't miss a single opportunity to display all the crap she was giving EC that year for Christmas. Like, honestly, she brought all of EC's gifts to the party, like 9 gifts, and just kept popping into the room throughout the night like, "Oh here honey, have another gift." I mean, it kind of got tiring by the 5th gift, you know what I mean? Anyway, the icing on the cake came about an hour later when EA called all 40 people in the party to come outside in the super freezing weather. Welcome to Canada. This includes all the older folks and everything. She literally did not shut the frick up until everyone hauled their butt outside. So we go out there, right? Lo and behold, a car. For goodness sake. EC was 15 at the time, by the way, so it's not like she could drive the darn thing. Like for real, it would be at least another year. Oh, and what kind of car, you ask? A freaking G-Wagon. Anyway, so finally it came time for Secret Santa. Me and the other cousins were so pumped because we watched some other girls get presents all night, and was finally our turn. So we went around in a circle, everyone revealing who they got and giving that person the gift, yada yada. It was finally my turn and EA sprung up from her seat. I was just thinking like, oh crap, just my luck. "Okay everyone, I got me in the Secret Santa drawer and I think she's gonna love the gift because it cost me quite a pretty penny." I kind of felt awkward when she said that, cause it's a frickin' weird thing to say. But I brushed it off and opened the gift. It was this gorgeous shimmery dress, and it was just so breathtaking. For a second I was like, damn! EA popped off this year, eh? Did I say that right? That quickly changed when I glanced at the dress tag and saw that it in fact was, guess what? A size 2. As soon as EA saw that I noticed the size, she sprung back up from her seat, snatched the dress out of my hand, and with a very fake tone said, "Oh shoot, I had no clue. "Well, we shouldn't let it go to waste." She handed the dress to her daughter and suggested she keep it, since it just so happened to be her size. EC gave me a nasty smirk, which I wanted so badly to just whack off her face, but alas, this was a civil family affair. After this, we, very awkwardly, continued on with our Secret Santa until everyone had exchanged their gifts. So the night came to a close and overall, EC got a G-Wagon, and my dress, and a bunch of other cool crap, while I, out of 40 guests, was the only one who left that night without a Christmas present. Yay. I know that you guys who've read my other posts on this subreddit about Aunt Millie want more crazy stories with her, but sadly her role in this story was really short, but still super meaningful to me. Aunt Millie wasn't at the party because she was spending Christmas in the Bahamas with her boyfriend. When she got back, I told her the story and she was just so ticked off at EA. She called her up and gave her an earful, including how it's sad that so much money is being spent on such a little bee like EC. Oh yes, Aunt Millie's words. So Aunt Millie is pretty loaded, not gonna lie. She took me out after this and said she hadn't bought me a Christmas gift, so she wanted to get me one now. I said I was fine with whatever she wanted to get me. I'm definitely not the type to pick expensive things when someone else is paying. She told me that she'd pick the gift then, and told me to wait at a bench in the mall, and she'd be back with my gift in a sec. She came back a while later and put into my hands, I get excited when I remember it, a mother freaking Rolex. Girl, I lost my crap for a minute, and I was just so thankful. In summary, EA sucks, EC is a little bee, and Aunt Millie is my everything. Oh, and you best believe I rub my Rolex in EC's face whenever I get the chance. Looks like poor little old me got the one thing EC didn't get for Christmas that year. Okay, controversial topic of the day. Secret Santas. Are you supposed to reveal who your Secret Santa was once you exchange the gifts or not? This is one of those debates that happens every single year. And you have people saying, no, that's the whole point of it being secret, that you don't find out who gave you the present, it's completely anonymous. And then you have the other side that's like, no, but everyone wants to know who gave who what, so that's fun, we gotta reveal it right at the end. I always feel torn. I've done Secret Santas in both different ways. I think usually if I think I've given somebody a really good gift, I'm like, I really want them to know it was me. But generally speaking, I think it's pretty fun if it just stays anonymous. But what do you guys think? Which way do you do Secret Santa? What's the correct way? The comment with the most likes decides officially which way we're supposed to do Secret Santa from now on. So, go. Oh, and I did a community post saying, what kind of video would you guys like to see on Christmas Day? Like a Christmas video? And a few of you are saying was like, oh, just enjoy Christmas, Voicey. Don't do a video. Well, I'll do it beforehand, so don't worry, I'm gonna take Christmas off and actually have a Christmas Day, so don't worry about that. But I want to do something special and fun, so leave a comment with an idea of what you'd like to see, and it could be anything, like, I don't know, maybe you want to see me singing some sort of Christmas carol or something like that. I don't know, whatever, it could be fun, just get creative with it, guys. And I want to say most like comment for that, I'll do it, but I'm really scared of what you guys will have me do. Post your stories, memes, and fan art at r/VoiceyHere. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode. Alright, Voicey veterans, I'll see you in the next one.